The stuff I do for YouTube, honestly.
Today we're talking about getting married abroad as a person of colour. Now, nothing should get in the way of you having an amazing destination wedding, and I'm certain that you will. But here are 6 annoyances that you may come up against and practical tips on how to solve them. But before we dive in, this video is made in partnership with Love My Dress, which is a major wedding blog in the UK, and the blog counterpart of this video will be on their website, so go check that out for more details and more jokes about this really interesting topic. I'm Olivia DeSantos and I'm a destination wedding planner. My company, Nulyweds, creates colourful weddings for couples from around the world who want to get married in Portugal. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more destination wedding tips every single week. And yes, let's get into this really juicy topic. So the first tip is about makeup. Not all makeup artists will stock your foundation shade. So I've been made into a ghost roughly 5 to 6 times in my adult life, and probably more so just figuring out my own foundation shade when I was in my teenage years. Unfortunately, if you're a minority where you decide to get married, then it's a very good chance that the makeup artist just won't stock a full range of shades. Now, this isn't universal. There are makeup artists that do make a point of stocking a large range of shades and even customizing their foundation shades, which is probably the best way to go about this, but I wouldn't take this for granted. So my top tip here is to have your foundation shade matched at home and bring that foundation with you, because the foundation that you wear on your wedding day needs to literally save the world. It needs to be the pinnacle of all foundations for your skin type and your skin tone, because you want to look amazing for as long as possible on your wedding day. The next point is, can we talk about hair? I have been natural for about 3 to 4 years, and when I went natural, I figured out just how difficult it is to find people who can deal with my hair type. But even wigs and weave wearers, you have your own challenges as well. Finding good people to be able to do an install for you or create wefts for you is really, really challenging in a destination country. So here are my top tips here. For wigs and weave wearers, I recommend getting your install done at home. Get it done at home and choose a hairstylist in your destination wedding country that will be able to style that hair. If it's natural human hair, then they should be fine with it the same way that they would be fine with extensions for Caucasian hair. And for naturalistas, unfortunately, it's going to be way more difficult. And as usual, we just have to take matters into our own hands. Learn how to do twist outs, braid outs, curl formers, experiment with different styles that you could wear potentially for your wedding day. Or if you're a wash and go person like me, experiment with hair products that are going to keep your curls in tip-top shape for the length of your wedding day. If you decide to get braiding done, then I do suggest that you do this at home. It also gives the time for your braids to settle and not feel so uncomfortable on the wedding day. And even if you find an amazing natural hairstylist in your chosen wedding destination, I still recommend bringing your own products, because the products available in different countries varies widely. Next tip is on photography. Photography of multiple skin tones is not a universal skill. This one really shocked me, but it was only when I entered the wedding industry and started making friends with photographers that exposing for different skin tones is not a universal skill. You do have to practice it. This is so important for interracial couples. You don't want one of you to look like a complete ghost and the other person to look like a complete shadow. That's not what you want for your wedding photos. The photographer needs to be skilled enough to know which natural lights you need to be photographed in and from which angles. If a very harsh sunlight is behind you and they are not exposing for your face properly, then you are going to be a complete shadow. Photography is so important. This is the way that you are going to remember your wedding day for years and years to come. So make sure that you see the portfolios of your chosen photography shortlist and ask them all to see couples or people that they have photographed with different skin tones. And you want to make sure of this for you, but also for your guest list. My next point is to customize your menu to celebrate your heritage. Of course, when you get married abroad, you want to have the local foods and you want to really enjoy that. But I think that a really nice way of bringing in your cultural heritage is through food and drink. So next year, we're working with an Argentinian and American couple. So the venue will be creating a special South American cocktail for after dinner, which is lovely. It's just a really nice way of bringing a piece of your heritage to your chosen destination country, and also it opens the minds of your venues and vendors. Don't be afraid to speak up to the venue about changes that you want to make to your menu. A flexible caterer should be open to you customizing things to your heritage. Even if they can't source the ingredients themselves, perhaps they will allow you to bring ingredients or specific food items yourself and give them the instructions to prepare them. A very important point here is that if you're deciding to have them cook something specific, make sure that they have a really tight recipe and that you actually have a tasting before it is served on the wedding day. My next point is that DJs need coaching.
Doom, 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 doom.
Comment below if you got that reference. I see you. And guess how many Portuguese suppliers that I know actually know that reference? Yeah, 0. Even though the DJs that I work with in Portugal are really, really good, amazing, with really good knowledge of music, there are specific things from your own culture and from your own tradition that you just can't assume that they will have the full knowledge of. This doesn't just go for the song itself, but also when to play it. We know that you don't want to play Candy at 2 in the morning when everyone is super drunk and super tired and your grandparents have already gone to bed, because your grandparents are the ones that want to dance to this the most. That kind of knowledge is cultural. So create a playlist of songs that you like so that your DJ can create a custom mix, and be sure to let them know of specific songs like Candy that need to be played at a certain time to get the vibe right. My final point is to choose professionals who are excited to celebrate your culture with you. When it comes to destination weddings, venues and vendors can be very fixed in the way that they do things. Even if they broaden their scope and say that they've done an Indian wedding or a Nigerian wedding, etc., they may not be so enthusiastic about the specific cultural traditions that you will be bringing with you. Case in point, so last year I did my first Goan wedding, and the day before the wedding there was a traditional roast ceremony which involves a lot of coconut milk and a lot of mess, but it has such a beautiful symbolism behind it. I actually had a video call with the bride's parents to be able to understand better the symbolism and where this tradition actually comes from. Make sure that you're working with professionals that are not just tolerant or open to your traditions, but they're actually excited to bring that to life for you, particularly when it comes to suppliers who will have more of a hands-on job when it comes to recreating this tradition in your chosen wedding destination, like your wedding planners, your venue coordinators, your photographers even. You want that enthusiasm. You want to know that they will really understand, really respect, and really admire what you're doing. Now, I've just rattled off 6 potential annoyances that we have had to deal with a lot in our lifetimes, and it's irritating that we still have to deal with this when we're thinking about getting married abroad, which will always be a joyous and amazing experience. But these are just annoyances, and don't let this deter you from having an amazing wedding abroad. What you are doing by getting married in your chosen wedding destination, however minority you may be, that you belong there, that your love deserves to be celebrated there, that the suppliers should be able to cater for you there. You may even be paving the way for more Black and brown people to be getting married there, as suppliers who can cater to us will be favoured with that new market. The wedding industry has made many pledges in the last month to change, and it may be slow, but hopefully these annoyances will become less and less and less. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do check out the blog on Love My Dress, and thank you to Love My Dress for partnering with me to create this video and vlog. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for more destination wedding tips every single week, and until next time, Take care. Bye bye.